You need to be sacrificing your weekends and your extra hours that you have in the day. If you're watching this video, then you know that you have an opportunity of a lifetime laying in front of you, but you don't have the time, you're too busy, you have too much going on, you got to spend time with the kids, you're working too many hours. You're wasting the opportunity that's in front of you right now. Imagine getting to the age of 80, you're laying there sitting too old to do anything. You can't spend any more time. Like, your kids are all, living their lives, and they're all older now too. And you're sitting there full of regret because you didn't take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. And instead, you were too busy working. You were too tired to do anything. You didn't have the energy or the motivation to actually go and change your life, and you just let this opportunity right in front of you slip through your hands again. Because time and time again, every time opportunities came up throughout your life, you skipped over them. You said, oh, I don't have time, I'm too busy, and you just let them pass. And you decided to choose comfort of your current life over going and taking the risk, taking the leap, taking advantage of the opportunities that are out there right now, and not taking advantage of those things. And you chose the life of comfort instead. And if you're somebody that deep down inside, you want financial freedom, you don't want to have the financial pressure anymore, you're tired of seeing your paychecks come in and seeing like 40% of it go out to taxes and not even ever able to enjoy the money that you are making. You're putting in this godly amount of hours, insane amounts of hours, with the extra amount of pressure from your boss, and with the extra amount of time that is being requested from you. All of these things robbing your passion, robbing you from this like personal satisfaction of life anymore, and just honestly reaching a point of burnout and unfulfillment where you're just sick and tired of feeling unfulfilled. You didn't put in all these hours into college and all these years into learning new things just to have the life sucked out of you for the next 40 years. And if that is you, if that is remotely you, if you are tired of that and you want to actually start living life instead of letting life happen to you, and you want to sit in the driver's seat of your own life instead of the back passenger seat of your own life, then this video is for you. Listen up. You need to be sacrificing your weekends. You need to be sacrificing the extra hours. I'm not saying you need to do this for 20 years and just reach insane and even more insane amounts of level of burnout. The thing is right now you're already at this low. You're already at this point where you know you could be doing so much more, but you're not doing it. And so one trick that we can do to make the brain do the things that we want, put us into the position of being ultimately the person that we ultimately want to be, it's by doing things in sprints, doing things in seasons in life, and understanding that there are seasons in our life. There are seasons of hard work and planting, and in the spring of putting in all the seeds, planting all the seeds, getting prepared for the year, for the harvest season, and planting as much as we possibly can. And that is the season right now of a spring season in our lives of creating opportunities. And then there is the summer. Summer is where, now that we have planted all these seeds, now we are maintaining our crops. We are making sure we have the maximum amount of output from the amount of seeds that we had. We are trying to make the corn grow as tall as it possibly can grow. We are making it so the harvest doesn't die out and we don't lose like half of our seeds that we planted. We're making it so our harvest is as strong as we possibly can make it in the fall. And then after the summer comes the fall. Now we are harvesting. You can't be, I see a lot of people out there, they get to harvest season and they're disappointed in their harvest. They're like, why do I not have that much to like left over after this harvest? There's nothing here for me. There is no extra money. Like, I have no more money in my accounts, or I just don't have like any sort of pleasure in life. I can't enjoy my life. I can't buy a new boat. I can't go and do any cool trips. I'm not unable to go take the vacations that I really want to take. I'm unable to spend the time with my family that I really want to spend with them. And we have lost out on that. Like, our harvest season is not what we want it to be. And then comes the winter, because that's when it starts to really feel the pressure of having a light harvest season. We have a light harvest season, and then now the winter comes and we have nothing to get us through through these seasons of just more preservation and more of just sustaining our things, and you really feel the pressure, especially with economics changing, geopolitics, climate that we live in, with all sorts of weird stuff going on with the elections and everything that's going on. There's a lot going on, and just in those seasons when we fall short of reaching what we need to make, we really feel it because we don't have the money for it. And so then comes back spring, and then it's our chance again, and we let last year's harvest, we let last season dictate our current season that we are in. And right now, you have the opportunity to be in a new season. You have a season here right in front of you to jump in and go through the season of hardcore planting, hardcore maintenance, hardcore harvest, and growing and capitalizing on the seeds that we have planted and the harvest that we have had. And that is right here in front of you right now, if you so choose to do so. Like I said, this doesn't mean that we're going to be doing for the next 20 years, we're going to be some psychotic, like just putting insane amounts of hours in. It's just one season. If we just go one strong harvest season where we put in that extra time in the weekends, we put that extra time into those extra hours, and we do the things like we document our process, we build the business, and we put in the efforts. There's so many businesses out there right now. There's drop shipping. You don't even have to have freaking know-how on how to build websites, and you can use Shopify and all these websites and build a store. You can do faceless YouTube channels. That's something I've made millions of dollars with, where you don't even have to figure out advertising. You don't have to figure out distribution. You don't have to figure out anything other than coming up with viral ideas and making the viral video ideas. That's it. We live in a place where we have places like TikTok Shop, where people are coming up with making videos on these products that are on TikTok and making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars with just making TikToks and selling other people's products on TikTok and just getting views on products and making shit tons of money with it. We live in a day and age where there's so many opportunities to make so much money right now, and they are all there in front of you. All it takes is for us to plant those seeds today. They say the best time to plant a seed was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a seed is today. And right now you have that opportunity to plant those seeds to prepare for the largest harvest of your entire life. And so what it is we have 6 more months in the year. If you just lock in for the next 6 months, you don't take these weekends, and instead of like everybody else, they're going and doing these trips and doing all these things that are just meaningless and not actually, providing to the future of their life. They're spending money on like stupid stuff. They're going to the mall, buying things that they shouldn't be buying. They're spending time on the weekends, getting drunk. People are enjoying, like the 4th of July is right now. They're taking the time to indulge in their life because their jobs are so shitty and they need a vacation from that shittiness in their life. And instead of like using that extra time that they have with days off to go and build something that's going to actually be able to change their life, and instead they're able to use that, like they're not taking advantage of that extra time that they have to build something to get them out of those shitty jobs so every day can be a vacation, and instead they just have the few short days a year for vacation that otherwise they could be actually making every day their vacation. And that is a question for you. Are you going to enjoy the 4th of July? Are you going to enjoy your weekends and let your future self suffer? Your future self lying there full of regret, wondering, why did I never take advantage of those holidays? Why did I never take advantage of those weekends? Or are you going to make that future version of yourself proud that you did make the change? You did do the things. You worked on the weekends. You put in that extra time. You took advantage of all these free opportunities that are out there right now that are more accessible than ever before, that have never been so accessible. When we have so much insane amounts of distribution, we have all of these giant shoulders that we can stand on that have built all of these platforms and all of these soft solutions and softwares to make it easier than ever before to make money online from the comforts of your own home, from your own backyard like I am now, or in your pajamas like sitting on the couch, and you can make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Or are you just going to go keep working this job that you hate for countless amounts of hours on end, working for a boss that you don't like working with, working at a company that's just taking all of the energy and resources that you put into them, and they're just cashing out, buying whatever the hell they want, and you're making other people rich? Or are you going to finally take life into your own hands and take control? That is the question here. Are you going to take control of your own hands? You got 6 more months of this year. What are those goals that you had for this year? Was it to get rich? Was it to make $10,000 a month? If it was, you have 6 more months. All it takes is just you putting in the extra time, the weekends, and the extra time that you have in the day, and you will be far further. If you do the math, if you simply do the math, if you just put in 4 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday, that's 8 hours a week that you're able to pull out of those. And if we do the math, we do 8 times, let's say we have half the year left, that's 26. You have 200 hours that you can put into your business. 200 extra hours that if you put these 200 hours in, and that's just the 4 hours on the weekend, then you can put 200 hours into something that's going to make you an additional income or replace your income. And if we double it and we put in 8-hour days on both of those days, that's an extra 400 hours that you have for just the next 6 months to transform your life and to change your life. And we do that over the span of a year, we're almost at 1,000 hours at that point. you're telling me that after like 1,000 hours, you can't be somewhat decent, somewhat proficient at something? I know they say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master or an expert, but you can't. You're telling me you can't be making at least a few $1,000s a month on something online if you just take the weekends and put the time into it. And even if you just add an extra 30 minutes a day, like Monday through Friday on the days when you are working, and taking that extra time and putting it towards your thing, if we add that on top of it, if we take 365 times, or divided by 2 times 0.5. So that's another, so we're at almost 1,000 hours if you just do 30 minutes a day. And if we just do 8 hours a day on the weekends, we have so much time. You're saying you don't have time. Quit watching the Netflix, quit playing the video games, quit drinking with your friends and being tired and stuff and sleeping all weekend. And instead, take those weekends to change and transform your life. You have the time. For you to say that you don't have time is baloney. Unless you're working some crazy hours, like 12-hour a day thing, then that's different. Maybe you need to get another job so then you can have more time back and then taking that extra time put into it. But if you're working a normal 8-hour a day job, you have the time. It's just you don't want it bad enough is ultimately what it comes down to. Is that you don't fear regret that much. Like, I don't think you've like ever talked to your 80-year-old version of yourself. Have you ever done that? Like, what do they say about you right now? If you were to talk with the version of you that's 80 years old, what are they thinking of you right now, sitting there doing nothing other than doom scrolling TikTok or doom scrolling social media, watching Netflix on the weekends, getting drunk and doing nothing with your life? What does your 80-year-old version say to yourself? Was that time worth spent, or was that a waste of time and it could have set up future generations and it could have set it up so then you could have lived an even fuller life and been able to do the things that you really wanted to do in life? Or are you just letting life pass on right by and you're just missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime in front of you? Sacrifice your weekends, sacrifice the extra little time that you have. It'll make the difference. I will be blown away if you're not making a few $1,000s a month by the end of this year. And so what I ask for you is, if you have that deep down, that inkling inside that you want financial freedom, you want to be able to be in a place where you have that satisfaction, where you actually achieve something for once in your life that was something that's meaningful, that's setting up your entire life in a completely different direction. Sacrifice the weekends, put in the extra time. There are all the opportunities out here. Go watch them. Like, literally just look up how to start a faceless YouTube channel. There's like thousands of videos. There's there. Like, I have a channel where I make videos like that. Look up how to start a dropshipping business. Like, the opportunities are endless out there. Just document the process. Record a quick video like I am of like how you're making your progress. You do that every single weekend. Week 1, starting a faceless YouTube channel. Week 2, you just like start doing that every single week. By the end of the year, you're going to have whatever that is, 26 videos that are up, documenting each week. You'll probably have people reaching out, helping you out after like the 5th video, being like, wow, dude, I saw that you did this. And like, I see that all the time happen on Twitter. People will like document their process. They've never done YouTube before. After like the 30th day of them being consistent, you have people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, reaching out to these people, offering free help to these people and helping them do whatever they like, doing whatever they can to help that person go to the next level. Literally, if you just put yourself out there, you dedicate your weekends, you will have more help than you have ever imagined, and everyone will want to make sure that you are getting to your vision or your goal of quitting your job, making 10 grand a month, making $50,000 a month, making $100,000 a month. Everybody wants you to win online. That's the thing, because nobody ever takes the time for themselves and sacrifices their extra time and does whatever it takes to go and become this person. And because you're one of the select few that does it, everybody's on board of helping you. You just got to put yourself out there and just sacrifice your weekends. That's what I got. Sacrifice your weekends. Quit wasting time. You have the opportunity right here, right now in front of you. And who knows for how long the doors will be open for. It may be like a year, maybe 5 years, and maybe 20 years. But there is a limited time on it. And why wait and let the opportunity slip between your fingers again, as you've let so many other opportunities slip between your fingers? Take advantage. And that's what I got. Devin Knupp here. I'll see you in the next one.